Not
Right. So we have this third of our session of various healing modalities, and we have two two guides today, two healers today to guide us to about different healing modalities they practice. One is Radha ji. One Radha ji is like known to me from last 4 5 years, and as a client, then as a student also, and now like she's helping people through astrology plus Ayurveda, especially the branch of Kati Basti, if I pronounce it correctly, and uh, it is, at least I didn't know much about it before Radhaji came into contact, so she will tell us about it. And then Mira ji will guide us about emotional distress, lifestyle therapy, and compassionate inquiry. So we will start with Radhaji, then Mira ji can take over. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Let me share my, oh yeah, my screen. Can I share my screen?
Radhaji, I made you the host. You can have all the rights of host. Sharing screen.
Thank you so much. And here we start. Let me put this on the top or on the bottom, maybe. Okay. Oh, 1 minute. Otherwise, I cannot see. Yeah, great. So, good. Anyhow, it's on recording, so we can see it later also. Thank you for, I'm so grateful for everybody being here. And Swamiji, thank you for bringing us together. I'm always interested in how healing works in context to yoga, in context to Ayurveda, of course, that's healing itself, but also in context to Jyotish. And I like to talk, I think also the previous speakers, Fataji and Harishji. Thank you so much. It was enlightening. And today we'll be focusing more on Kati Basti, which is balancing the Vata dosh, which is a natural relief for lower back pain. And we can do also other things for lower back pain, which is Matra Basti and Jana Basti, but the focus is on Kati Basti. Hold on. I think someone wants to come in. Hold on. 1 minute, yeah. Swamiji, can you make me just co-host, because if people comes in, then I cannot go to add them. Oh, 1 second. Let me do that. I think I should be doing that. Hold on. Just give me 1 minute, okay? 1 minute. How do I do this? Sorry. Oh, I cannot do that.
Someone named Michael has joined. If you
Yeah,
like, you can make me host
I had
again.
yeah, I will make you host again. Yeah. Change host. Great. But then it's again
Right.
back to turn on and
Okay,
so maybe
fine.
you should just co-host. I should make me co-host, then you can still remain host.
How to make post? I don't know.
So there is an option, I think, to.
Sorry for the confusion. Wait. Yes, we can start.
Yes. Maybe I should do this. 1 minute. I just because if people wants to come, all right. When I start again, don't worry. Grateful to all. Welcome everybody again. Swamiji, thank you for bringing us together in context to healing health, which is the most important thing in life. And also the previous speakers, Fatiji and Harishi, thank you so much. Today you will learn about a little bit about Kati Basti, because that's the natural relief for balancing Vata, and we will know what it is more. It's very natural relief for lower back pain. Lower back pain, of course, and Vata is also related to Janu Basti, which means knee, and Matra Basti, but we're not gonna dive into it, just Kati Basti. And as we know that Ayurveda is kind of a one leg of yoga. Yoga is the highest, and Jyotish is another leg. So I like to put that foundation first, because transcending is very important in life. And we will also talk a little bit of this Ayurveda, of course, and a little connection with Jyotish. A quick quote to start with: consciousness is the unified field. This is said by the quantum physicist, Dr. John Hagelin. And beautiful gratitude, which without that gratitude, nothing starts. So I'm grateful for Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, from with whom my spiritual journey started, and his master Swami Brahmananda Saraswati. I'm grateful to Dr. Tony Nader, my beautiful university that I'm living right across the street from. Is the lighthouse of here. And my parents, my husband, Professor Charlotte, whom I learned Ayurveda also, Dr. Manohar, both taught me Maharshi Ayurveda. And Swamiji, you, thank you for teaching me Jyotish, and Mira ji, you being my other Ayurveda teacher. And my dear husband, who is my cheerleader, is, I think, also watching what I'm doing here. Great. So this is a small hobby clinic that we have here. Let's zoom in the pictures. This is all about how to be healthy. You see a tree. The tree is a metaphor for our body. And the body is linked, the mind is linked to consciousness. The trunk represents senses, mind, intellect, and ego. I draw this because it was a class project in Maharshi Ayurveda, and I kind of drew something, and I thought I hang it in the clinic. So consciousness is more Atman, the wholeness, the self, and we just need to remember who we are. When we remember who we are, then everything is good. It's swastika. And that is we do by diving within ourselves. And when we come out, we can integrate that in on all levels of life. That is where Vat Pit Kapha is in balance. We bloom like a lotus. And as I mentioned, yoga, I put the highest. And to experience that swastika, we need to have a body, a healthy body, and for that we need Ayurveda. And if you want to if you want to if you want to grow quicker, we just add Jyotish towards it. Sorry about that. So we have to be in life very self-referral, take responsibility, and make sure that we are balanced. And that happens naturally. So the wholeness is, I love to give this wholeness from this Vedic literature point of view. There is a bunch of Vedic literature, so many, and we don't have time to read them all. But guess what? All this is in us already. And with one connection, we are connected to the self. So yoga, Ayurveda, Jyotish, it's just three of them. There are so many, but if we just look at these three, we can have a balanced life. And balanced life means that we remember who we are, that the Atman is already perfect, already whole. We just need to connect with that, and then we come to the totality, the Brahm. When we don't do that, we make mistakes, and that's in Ayurveda very important component. It's called pragyaparat. We make the mistake of the intellect because we're not connected to the self, to the wholeness, and that brings imbalance, and we have suffering. So this is important, that we connect the mind with the wholeness. And the mind is described as a whole ocean. And scientists try to explain this as, they always want to know how nature is. 1 minute, someone is trying to come in and I don't know how to. 1 minute.
Radha ji, press on admit.
Yes, but I had to go back. So I think I'm not gonna play that. I'm just gonna do this so that it's easier. Okay. But I didn't want you to see all my slides. 1 minute. Yes, better, right? So then, all right.
Yeah.
So, but then you can't see everything. 1 minute. All right. So, scientists always wants to explain things, that's what they do, that's how their brain works. So they try to explain creation and how matter, mind, and how can we come from matter to unification. They're always looking for wholeness through matter, all this scientific. We don't need to know all this, but we know that scientists has tried to do that, and creation is mainly built. So sorry, this is okay. Let's do this then. Scientists try to explain that proposing that how consciousness works, and they found out that creation and consciousness, everything is one and the same. And the beauty of this knowledge is that we are consciousness. We are walking Vedic literature. We have everything within us. All we need to do is remember, we need to go to that source. And how do we do that? We connect to that source within us by one simple technology, and that is transcendental meditation. There are other ways, but as long as you transcend, you connect. And the qualities of transcendental consciousness, Vedic literature, is all-knowing. It is unifying. It is nourishing. It's expansion. There are many, 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 but just to name some. So that's yoga for you. The mind brings us to one wholeness. The unified field governs the emergence and orderly functioning of the natural law, ensuring that every level of universe functions smoothly, harmoniously, and without any problem, because we are one and the same. So when we merge, we get every time a little bit. So transcending reminds us that we are the knower. So in today's education, what is lacking is the knowledge of the knower. That's missing. And that's why education is not complete. So if we had that knowledge of the self, of Atman, then we would have a holistic approach in life on all levels. And this is what it means to be without the three gunas, because the three gunas, nothing else that matter. It is how we, each one of us, identify ourselves with our house, our car, just to name some examples, our husband, our wife, or whatsoever. But when we are in the ocean of consciousness, we are ourselves, we are whole. We don't have to identify with all that. And this is what it, when we practice this technology, we get established in the self, in that ocean. It is a simple example. In olden times, I know in India and on Eastern world, people like to dye cloths, and how they would dye it. They would dye it by taking a white cloth and dip in yellow dye. They would hang it up in the sun, and after a while, the cloth would become, fade away. The color would fade away. But we all wanted a vibrant color, so we had to repeat that action to get that vibrant color. So this is how self-referral works. We just have to remember regularly who we are, this just by diving within the self, and then we become in tune with natural law. So naturally we become we do things right, we perform right action. This knowledge, this inner gained information, remembered information, we can integrate on all levels of life. You name it, in cooking, in writing, in speaking, etc., all over. So transcending is described as an effortless process. It is very easy to transcend, during which the mind settles naturally to its least excited ground state, complete inner silence, like a wave settles back into the ocean. See, when the wave is separate, thinks it's alone, but the moment the wave comes to the ocean's one wholeness. So every time we transcend, we are whole with the wholeness, the whole consciousness. And this is what inspired Maharshi Mahesh Yogi to teach this knowledge, because it's a very simple technology to bring to the people. And that's why we have transcendental meditation centers all over the world today. And what do we teach? And Ian and myself, there's some more teachers here. We all teach the person that you are already enough. You are already, you are carrying this natural law within yourself. So that's what we remind them. Transcending is the bridge to higher states of consciousness, because actually in that gap of silence, in that bridge, what happens? All the seeds of karma gets dissolved. And when seeds of karma gets dissolved, the nervous system gets clear, and we get better perception. And when we have better perception, we see things better, we do things better. So invincibility comes from silence, from nothingness, from the state of being, from self being self-referral, the home of natural law. Okay? So knowing the self is very important. I don't know why it's not going further. Okay. So there are many scientific researches done, more than 700, just to name some. Greater intelligence and creativity, because you are that already. So you remember and you do better. There is greater brain functioning. There's greater appreciation for others, etc., etc. There's many. Now let's look at the other leg of this healing point. Is Jyotish, is all-knowing, is the eye of the Vedas. And we all know, all students of Swamiji knows that how Jyotish works, right? With the 12 houses, etc. This helps also in healing. And the mind is very important. I remember that Swamiji mentioned to me, you will work with your hands. And I thought, what does he mean by that? Anyway, after he predicted, we opened our clinic. And after the clinic was opened, I called him and said, Swamiji, oh my gosh, you were right. So, but that's the beauty of a good Jyotishi. They know they studied how to see. That's why it's called the eye of the Vedas. They know how to see and help you, guide you. Moon is the most important planet. I did not understand this part, but after many studies and research, I find out that moon is the mind, of course. But see, when you in yoga, you bring the mind to the self, to the nothingness. That's where the mind gets settled down. So when we take care of the moon, everything is okay. And we do that by pulling back. In Ayurveda, nourishing, that's an other leg. So I'm going now to the other point, we're gonna zoom in on our topic now. Ayurveda is nourishing, balanced, and we have seen that yoga is how the mind settles down. We have seen how Jyotish can protect, and that all can help us to come to the point of wholeness. Ayurveda is all nourishing. Some people put Ayurveda on the top, like Dr. Mira will say that. She's an amazing professor. Mind, body, and spirit is swasthya. That is when that is in balance. There are so many modalities to bring health to the people on mind level, body level, behavioral level, society level, environmental level. There are things like aromatherapy, there are Abhyanga and Shirodhara, no, you name it, there's so many. They all are technologies to help us to who we are, and we are pure being. And that helps to have a healthier life. There is a simple routine to follow if we can. We don't have to strain. Maharshi Ayurveda doesn't like strain, but we do what we can, morning, afternoon, evening. Like rising up in the morning is better than waking up at 12 o'clock, right? So there's a simple routine to follow. All right. So Maharshi always says that suffering is foreign to humankind and life is bliss. But when we have backache, that's not bliss, that is suffering, that is against the nature. And the antidote for this is Kati Basti. So this is natural. And to go deeper into it, I have to explain that Vata is the seat for what is the back. So when we say my back is hurting, we actually saying that we have Vata out of balance. And you see the seat of Vata, Pitta is the middle part, Kapha is on the top part. All right. According to the Institute of Health Matrix and Evaluation, based at the University, Washington University, in 2020, 1 out of 13 people had backache. And in 2050, they think that this will increase. Now, more women has backache, but that doesn't mean men doesn't have it. Men has it too because they also work very hard. So the natural relief for backache is we talked is Kati Basti. How does this work? Let's see what actually back pain is. And it is muscle strain, injury. It could be sciatica. It could be disc bulge. The causes could be many: wear and tear, injury, again, a lot of strain. Now, to see that how our spine works, we see that we have the lumbar part, the green area, if you look, that's the back. And every disc, between every disc, there is a spongy cushion. And that cushion keeps everything, every disc naturally intact, right? So as we age, that cushion gets, impacted. We will see how that happens. See, the cushion, when we look at the normal disc, that's the cushion, that's normal. And as we get older, not everybody has it, but if you look at Jyotish charts, Swamiji would say if you have Saturn in 10th house or any aspect of so, you could get this. But if you know that you could get it, you could do something about it, right? That's the beauty of Jyotish. So coming back to here, the degenerative disc we could have, that's not normal. The other not normal disc is bulging disc. You see the little bulb on the side. And when that bulging disc hits a nerve, it becomes a herniated disc. And we have also a thinning disc, that because as we get older, the juices of the cushion gets dried up. It's just normal thing, but there are things we can do about it. Here is a zoom in herniated disc and a sciatica disc. We saw that sciatica disc is nothing else but then a bigger bulging disc that hits a main nerve, right? And that's very painful. 1 second, why is that? Okay. Let's look at some case studies. I am your case studies. So after I studied Ayurveda, we opened a clinic. We had done that talk, Swamiji's talk, and he said, you will do this and that with your hands. And well, I had myself pain. I couldn't get up from the bed. And I said to my husband, you know what, I think I should go to the doctor. Actually, I should not go to the doctor. I know what to do. But, let me go. Let me go take that picture. Let me do that x-ray and all that. And I saw what was wrong. My L4, between the L4 and L5, there was, the disc was kind of thinning, right? So, and we all know that when, if you look at a car, when we have a scratch in a car, a cut, car is made of, the body of a car is made of iron, and when two iron rubs on each other, it is, you hear that that sound. Likewise, when two bones, when the cushion is thin and the bones rubs on each other, that's very painful. So the doctor said the cure is IV proven, bed rest, or surgery. And I thought, what? No, not me. So I said, you know what? Let's do this treatment. This is my first treatment. I'm going to lie down. And I don't like to lie down. But yeah, anyway, I went lie down. Nobody was there to help me because I studied that. So I had to tell someone that could help me. And my daughter happened to be there. Narayani came and I told her what to do. And this is what she did. What she did is I made the dough. If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, I had only one. Okay, this is from another client. You could have many. I made a dough. The dough is made out of atta or chana, besan, whatsoever. And you place it on the body, of course, after a massage and all that. And it's add it, and that's the preparation. We add then warm oil. We hold it for 40 to 50 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. The oil could have many herbs. I prescribed her only one of the oils that could have 40 to 50 herbs, but there could be an other oil, okay? So it depends what the doctor recommends. But in my case, I used a different oil that had 40 to 50 herbs. And then after 45 minutes or so, we remove that oil and the dough. We massage it, we steam it. Guess what? This technology, what it does is the warm oil expands the tissues. And when tissue expands, one drop medicated oil penetrates between that disc, it lubricates the whole thing. And that is how one can experience as no pain. I had this experience right after one day. Of course, we do this 3 days, 5 days, sometimes 21 days, sometimes a whole month or two, just to get this problem out of the way. Remember, the condition doesn't go away. What actually happens that one drop of medicated oil brings lubrication. It's the lubrication that heals and takes away that pain. So we might have to do this every 3 months, every year. Right now I do it every year, so I'm good to go. I don't have pain, etc. So pain relief is a natural thing that happens with Kati Basti. It improves the blood circulation. It helps muscle relaxation. It strengthens and nourishes. This therapy can be done to anyone, man or woman. And to enhance that technology, the Vata dosha, we have also, Ayurveda has also Matra Basti. And this technology truly works 60%. Actually, Dr. Manohar says is 60% of the entire healing. I was a little icky for this technology. As you see, we have to go through the rectum. But, you know, as my professor has explained, Professor Mira has explained, Vata dosha, too much air trapped in the lower back can be very harmful. And she explained like this: when we go outside and the wind blows on our face, we feel good, right? But when the same air wind becomes a hurricane and blows on you, it is uncomfortable. Imagine if you have too much air trapped in your lower back, the seat of Vata. It's very painful. So this Matra Basti helps also. So after a year only, I introduced this, and it does the magic. So when Vata is in balance, when there is balanced air in your back, the mind works better. And when the mind works better through the lubrication, Kati Basti, etc., we are, we are happy, healthy. So we have spoken about how yoga works, Ayurveda, the Kati Basti. We have seen that Jyotish is a great light on our path. We have also spoken a little bit about scientific research, and of course, how one drop of medicated oil can bring lower back pain, relief to that. I like to end this that Ayurveda will be known as the most supremely evolved system of perfect health from both points of view, prevention and cure. This is what Maharshi said, and I want to thank you all for your undivided attention. Thank you so much. Let me stop sharing.
Yeah, thank you, Radhaji. Any questions anyone has? Yeah, Mira.
Thank you, Radhaji. That was a very beautiful explanation. You dived very deep, and I liked how the way you explained the back pain is connected to Vata and our mind. And I would really thank you for joining this pathway and to bring healing to people. This is all I wanted to say.
Thank you. You are my adorable teacher. I love you so much. I love the way you explained about, the wind and trapping the whole air in the back. And the way you explained it, I'm trying to explain it. I don't think if people get it, but the way you explain it, I get it, and that's the beauty of explaining and good teacher. Yeah, thank you.
Radhaji, I wanted to ask, like, is it specifically for lower back pain only, or Kati Basti can be helpful in other joint pains and all?
So this is also a question for Miraji. Yes, it is specifically done for the disc that is harmed or has issue, is for the back pain, but it's also, even you don't have pain, you could do it for balancing vata. But balancing vata is also for, we could also use an enema. So to answer your question, is specifically when we have pain, the local pain. And see, everything is very holistic in Ayurveda. So yes, it is specifically for that, but at the same time, it balances vata and it nourishes everywhere where it has to go. So the oil will drop, when you drop, it goes wherever it needs to flow. That Miraji, would you like to enhance this? Because I'm sure you would like to.
Well, basically, vata or the storm lives in a certain place, which is the back and the colon. So when you try to heal it through oil anywhere, through Matra Basti or through Kati Basti, the storm calms down and then the whole body will calm down, the body, the emotions, the mind, because Vata is a storm, so it will uproot you when it is out of balance.
Right.
But when it is in balance, it will make you very creative, very flexible, very happy person. So it only is about balance and imbalance. And Ayurveda brings back balance. And as Radhaji explained, Basti, Kati is back actually. Kati will be the back. And as she said, Matra is through the rectum and Janu is through the knee.
Right.
So these are all the places where Vata gets disturbed.
Right.
Yes.
Any
We
other
have
question?
we have to use the
Okay.
Ian, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think Swamiji was asking about, I think he was asking about other areas of your body that has pain. Can you address how to treat those other areas, like
Like,
your knee pain or your upper back pain? How can you treat it with these bastis?
if I try to rephrase myself, suppose if someone has a rheumatic disorder or arthritis, like, can it be helpful?
So we do a consultation in that way. So what we do is, so see, Ayurveda is you don't treat only one thing. We have to see the whole thing, and in that way, we asked an opinion of Vaidya, and I work with Dr. Manohar in this case. So knowing him, and Miraji can help me here and Ian can help me, is we do a whole body massage first, because that in this case it means the whole body needs to be massaged. Also, the person needs to meditate, because that's why I put yoga transcending first, because in all our modality, transcending is the base of any healing modality. So then we do Abhyanga, Shirodhara, and then we might do Matra Basti in this case. If it's not the back pain, so we would do Matra Basti. But if the person can have time, etc., we would do more Bastis or Janu Basti. If the pain is in the leg, we would do Janu Basti, for instance. So it depends how it is.
Right. Any other question? Anyone? Arshad, Jennifer, Michael, Pradeepji?
So one question I had, my Vishalji,
Mhm.
is that how did you, her, Radhaji has healing hands, as you said, and she
Mm.
should work with her hands, and she has Hasta Nakshatra. But where is it placed that made you very confident that she
It
should
is
work?
like her ascendant lord is there, I think, like moon is in Hasta. So that is like life path of like healing people. Plus it is with Ketu. So it is like unconventional healings. Okay, Ketu is unconventional by nature. So unconventional healing.
So Ayurveda is unconventional.
Yeah. Right now, as we understand, conventional is allopathic. So
Yes.
whatever is after that is unconventional.
Excuse
Harshal, Harshal, please mute yourself. Right. No. So, like, Radhaji, one more question, if you don't mind. Like, as I understood from the presentation and session so far, it is more about like degenerating disc with time. Suppose someone is still young but had an accident.
Yes, I had that. See, I knowingly didn't talk about it, but yes, I had a client, a young client. The mother called me and said, I want my daughter to have a massage. I have experience now, and I think, why would a young daughter want a massage? No young people wants massages. And I said, yeah, sure, she can come and have a massage. And but it's a custom that I would have to talk to her first, because you don't want to massage people just like that. You need to know the person, you need to know where they come from, etc., etc. So I talked to her, and she tells me, yeah, I I did gym, and it's trained there. So I knowing what we know what it is. So I said, okay, what time you go to sleep? Because I also know Vata is out of balance. You're definitely not going on time to sleep. And she said 2 o'clock. I said, how often do you do that? Oh, I have a night job and I work till 10. So if I come, do this and that, study, it becomes late. She didn't say 2, but she said in any way after 10, 11 or so. So I said, okay, before I massage you, I will do this. It will help. In 3 days, this pain will go. You have to do a couple of things. I want you to do this. So what we did is we made her follow some classes at Ian, because that's what he does. And you have to change your lifestyles. And that means um, you gym is good, but you should not strain yourself. How often do you go to gym? Oh, 5 days, sometimes 6 days a week. I said, that's too much. For a young person, you're so slim, so beautiful. Why are you going to the gym? And she said, can you not walk? Can you not swim? Can you not do yoga and Pilates? There's so many other um, exercises. Oh no, I like muscle training. So I said, let me see your Jyotish chart. And I saw Mars is exalted. I said, you see, because they are Hindus, so I could do all that. And I told her, you know what? Your Mars wants to execute all this energy you have. Do it different way. Why don't you do a different exercise? Because Mars wants to do what they want to do. I said, this gonna kill you. You're 21. You're too young. So she listened. She did a course with Ian, and she changed her entire lifestyle. And I treated her twice after 3 months or so, and her pain was gone. Lifestyle, which means she had to go early to bed. She had to change her work and her timing, and also the sport she was doing. She changed that, so it really helped her. She didn't come, but yeah.
Great. Thank you. Any other question anyone wants to ask Radhaji before we move to the second part of our session? Okay. Mira ji is going to guide us about emotional distress, lifestyle therapy, compassionate inquiry. Again, a little bit of introduction. I know her from last 4-5 years again, and we are partners in this Mira holistic education, where she's teaching Ayurvedic part and I'm trying to teach astrological part. So that is there. She's also like working with people or serving people in these activities like emotional distress and all. So over to you, Neeraj.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, Radhaji. Do you want me to become the host so I can share my screen?
Yeah, sure. I will mute you. All right.
Do I have to record or?
No, it is recording totally.
Okay. So, welcome everyone, and thank you to all the healers, teachers, Vishal ji, Radha ji, uh, Fatah ji, Harsha ji. So, I have worked with Radha ji, and she keeps inviting me for all the bastis, which I feel very tempted to go. And because, it is one of the most healing sciences on earth that I have experienced personally, and I'm extremely experimental. And I would like to even thank Fatahjeet because she helped me a lot. I've been going through a difficult transition in my life, and I have had to, everything I'm going to talk about is my personal experience. So, the reason I'm in this field is not because I want to teach, but because I wanted to heal myself. And I come from a family of 4 doctors. My mother, father, sister, brother in law are all allopathic doctors. And anytime you have a problem, they will say, take this pill, take that pill, this pill. And I said, how many pills can I take? And when will my problem go away? So you take the pill, the problem is still there. So that's how I came into holistic healing 30 years ago. And I started to experiment, read, try. And then I understood, oh my God, there's a whole big world out there. So before we start, I just want you, inviting you, this is an interactive session. Just put in the chat, how are you feeling right now? Just one word or 2 words or 3 words. How are you feeling? What is your feelings? I just want to know what people are feeling right now as they are sitting here listening. What are their bodies doing? So Ian is feeling good. Radha is feeling happy. Anybody else feeling anything? Well, but hungry. So the next question, if anybody else wants to also put it in, they can. Relaxed. Jennifer is feeling relaxed. So the next question is, I know how hunger feels, but how do you know that you're feeling good, happy, and relaxed? What is happening inside your body specifically that you can identify that you're feeling? Well, you can also write hungry. What is the sensation in your body that is informing you that you are happy, good, relaxed, or hungry? He meditated and feels good, but what inside your body is happening is the question. Expanded. So your muscles are feeling expanded, or your mind is feeling expanded? My breathing is slow. Okay, very good. My heart. Absence of suffering. What is this one? Feel calm, chilled out, no thoughts racing in the mind, just in the moment, eating while watching. See, this is how you check in with your body. Okay. So now I'm going to share my screen because the way to consciousness is through the body. Let me first put this out. We cannot experience consciousness until our body is under control, or we understand the language of the body is the most important thing. So what is this? What is your stress quotient? If you've got a pen and paper, please grab it and just answer these questions. So from the answer is not at all, yes to not much, yes somewhat, yes a lot, yes absolutely. If it's not at all, it is 0.1, and if it is too much, it's absolutely, then it is 5. So just answer these questions. How stressed do you feel today from 1 to 5? Second question, how stressful has your work been lately? 1 to 5. Third question, how stressful has home been lately? 1 to 5. Are you worried about your financial situation? 1 to 5. You don't have to share anything. So you are doing this for yourself. Are you worried about losing your job? 1 to 5. Are you currently having relationship issues? 1 to 5. Are you worrying about your health? 1 to 5. Have you been feeling overwhelmed lately? 1 to 5. Are you happy with your life right now? 1 to 5. Are you currently dealing with any major issues right now? 1 to 5. And just add up your total. There are 20 questions, so you should have a score between 10 and 50, and you can just keep it to yourself if you like, and if you feel like sharing it, that too is fine. So I just want to know, anybody experiencing stress in their life? Are they familiar with stress of any kind? You may or may not share, up to you.
Right now, nothing much, like more so like we can say on health front, if at all there is a little bit, but
Okay.
otherwise, no real like stress.
So health front for yourself or some family member?
Yeah, for my side,
Okay.
like
I'm sure
same thing,
self.
like if you know, like fatty liver thing comes back again and again and
Okay.
You-
So
yeah,
again, fatty liver, you can talk to Radha ji, she will help you.
very easy. So I am painting the house. So of course I want to finish everything right away, you know. So that's my stress. And we will go back to Suriname. So I want to do this, that, and I'm excited. I'm constantly excited. I need to do things. If I don't do things, I feel like, oh my gosh, I have all this energy, and so yeah, I have stress for no stress. So being as Ashlesh, as Swamiji mentioned, is these people needs to do something, otherwise so I what I do is I read a literature and I make sure I meditate. I'm on time to sleep, but yeah, these stresses are there. Oh, it's life, it's life.
So thank you for bringing it up, Radha ji, because excited means you're happy about the stress. And
But
in there is actually two types of stresses, which is very important to distinguish. One is eustress, because anything we do in life is a little bit of work, whether we're going for work or exam, or there's even if you're having a, say, marriage in the family, everybody's excited, but there's a lot of work, a lot of things to be done. So that is called eustress, when you are looking forward to the stress and it is not making you sick. eustress. But when the stress is unmanageable and your body cannot cope, this is the important thing. It's like a cup. If you pour water and the cup can hold it, that is eustress. When the cup starts overflowing and the cup cannot hold the stress, that is distress. Now your body is not able to cope. What will happen when you cannot cope? Your digestion will go, your sleep will go, your energy will go, you will become, your life force will become dampened. You will start to attract illnesses. And the longer your stress is going on, the more time your illness gets to marinate and percolate, and it becomes a bigger and bigger disease. So, little bit about me. I'm a lifestyle coach, holistic counselor. I have studied BA psychology, addiction studies, compassionate inquiry, Ayurveda, yoga, Reiki, and I'm offering lifestyle coaching, holistic counseling through Compassionate Enquiry. I teach Ayurveda online. I have a 35 hours course, which Radha ji has done with me and many other students. And these are the things I deal with: anxiety, depression, emotional regulation, stress coaching, lifestyle therapy, addiction, spirituality, emotions, trauma, limiting beliefs, life transition, counseling, coaching, compassionate inquiry, practitioner. I am deconstructing anxiety, looking into your core fears and life values, life purpose, self discovery guidance with numerology, and compassionate inquiry. So, before we dive deeper, I would like to thank one of the greatest offerings on earth for mankind, which is Ayurveda. Maharishi said it will be known as the most advanced healing system. It is an eternal system. It will never go out of, it will never be irrelevant because it was brought to earth by God Dhanvantri. So I'm just going to thank Dhanvantri ji. Om Shri Namo Dhanvantre. Om Shri Namo Dhanvantre. Om Shri Namo Dhanvantre. Really, truly, each one of us should be grateful for this beautiful science because it's like a beautiful, it's like part of nature. If you go into a garden and you're enjoying all the flowers and trees and the sky and the soil, that is how I feel Ayurveda is. It is not like a hospital clinical setting with smells and chemicals. It's a beautiful science. It's an enjoyable science. But before I dive into Ayurveda, I want to go into compassionate inquiry, a little bit about compassionate inquiry. So this was discovered by Dr. Gabor Mate. He's talking about trauma. Trauma is not what happens to you, but what happens inside you as a result of what happened to you. So basically what he's saying is that two people can go to war and one person can come back traumatized because one person is not reacting in so adversely to war as the other person. So the person who's reacting is getting the trauma. And now you can take this example and personalize it. So one family has 2-3 kids. One child cannot get along with the mother or father because they have trauma inside. But you say one parent is the same for everyone. Why is one child always at crosshairs with the parent? Because something happened inside them that they are perceiving you as adversarial. Same like this, if you go to your job, one person can be enjoying the job, another person is traumatized by the job. You might be going in a marriage, or you might having your lifestyle. Your lifestyle might be creating trauma for you. So we need to look at trauma because it is a source of constant disturbance in our life. So I want to explain it like this. Compassionate inquiry is a method, somatic counseling method, which goes to the subconscious mind. So basically our mind is like this iceberg. The top of it, you are familiar with your desires, emotions, thoughts. You know what you're feeling and thinking right now. You are hungry, you're not hungry. This is all visible emotions, okay? But there is hidden emotions, limiting beliefs, memories from this life, last life, trauma, which is in the subconscious mind. And these also, this part actually drives your life much bigger than this part. We think we are controlled by this part, but it is this part that controls our life. That's why healing is always work in progress. It never stops. It is always, there is always something else to investigate inside us. So compassionate inquiry is one of the methods to inquire into our hidden beliefs, thoughts, emotions, and memories, and to release them. So it is like water, stagnant water in the subconscious mind can never heal. When we open the windows and doors, fresh air comes in, and then you can release it. First you get awareness, then you hold the emotion, then you accept, then release, then forgive. If you don't know what's inside you, how can you do any of these things? So any questions around compassionate inquiry before I move on? Okay.
Thank you. It's nice.
So next I am coming a little bit up to the subconscious mind again. I also studied with Todd Pressman, and he's talked about, we have 5 core fears. I mean, most of the humans, this is what his discovery is, that we have either loss of love, fear of abandonment, loss of identity, loss of meaning, loss of purpose, or fear of death. So basically, if you're aware of your core fear, there are 2 drivers of our life. One is the fear, which is like a brake. Some people, they're so fearful, they don't want to meet, they have social anxiety, they don't want to meet anybody, they don't want to speak on the stage because of some deep down fear which they are not also aware of. And then we have accelerators, our dreams and core values, which drive us to achieve something. So between these 2 drivers, fear and accelerator, brake and accelerator, our life is lying between these 2 things. And being aware of both things helps you. First of all, awareness itself is liberating. You can let go of your fear once you are aware of it. For example, for me, my fear is loss of meaning. So I have less fear of death. I don't mind dying, but I do mind having a meaningless life. This is a fear for me. So what happens is that I will try harder to make my life meaningful and live up to my dreams. And one of the ways is to talk about my passion, which is healing. So some of the things which came in between is, do I even know enough? Who am I? This and that. When I understood that there is a fear holding me back, I decided, who cares whether I'm meaningful or not meaningful? Nobody is really sitting out there and giving me marks or anything. It's only me who's judging myself. And when you see something, it starts to lose its potency, unknown fear is more like a monster, but the more you become familiar with it, becomes more humane and more, you can let go of it, it's not so fearful. So I take this workshop, I'm starting this workshop actually 3.5 hours of over 2 days, where we can dive into the your fears, and in the second workshop it will be the core values. So anytime you're interested, you can go to my website and check it out. Every now and then I will post when I'm having the next workshop. It's very helpful to know yourself, where you stand among all these things. So it's a 3.5 hour workshop, not 4, over 2 days. And again, the information will be on my website. So now the most important thing is emotional de-stress lifestyle therapy. This is the counter of stress. So as long as you're living with stress, it's fine. Your body and mind and emotions will be fine. But stress always will happen. Sometimes there's a big event like divorce, death, war. So you will move into stress. Maybe our own disease is affecting us. Aging is affecting us. Anything can affect us. We have upheavals in life. So many events will come in your astrology chart where, you will go down. Always life is not up, up, up. So the way to maintain our balance mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, is to have a lifestyle therapy that Radha ji was also talking about, that basically we have to implement sleeping on time and getting all these bastis, so our stress is kept in order. Emotional de-stress is actually expanding in all of that. I have adopted this only by treating myself with this therapy. I have gone through a very, very, very big transition, and actually, I should not be okay at this time, statistically speaking, because it takes about 3-4 years to get well from what I'm transitioning. Um, there's a I lost a relation, so it's very traumatic. But I am better only because I was proactive. So basically, what we need to do is look at the whole body, and each part has to be looked after. You cannot just do one part. So we look at the mind, it is thinking, subconscious mind, desires, how to bring balance here. Emotions, anxiety, depression, stress, emotion regulation, resilience, how to bring this, how to bring this back into balance. Physical, you know, very easy to see physical disorders, not sleeping properly, not eating properly, too fat, too thin, sick, energy is low. So we need to bring back body therapy, exercises, creative growth like hobbies. And then we have spiritual, very important as well, because spiritual is the pillar on which our body and mind and emotions is hanging. But how do you reach spirituality is through the body. So you have to spirituality allows looking after your connection with the divine and also helps you evolve. Okay. And social is also very important because you have relationships, family, friends. These are the four pillars. And the first house is your body. The fourth house is your connection with first your mother, and through the mother all the humans that come later. Seventh house is also connection with your husband, and 10th house is with your aspiration. So if all of these things are not okay, then how will you achieve anything? So emotional de-stress life therapy covers all of these things. It is covered with yoga, which is the science of divinity, as Radhaji explained in deep detail. Ayurveda, it is based 80% on Ayurveda, which is the science of longevity. Meditation, which is the science of peace of mind. And lifestyle rebalancing, which is your own way of bringing back it is almost like a puja, because when you bring your life back into order, you are also offering this example as a prasad to everyone who is around you, whether it's your family members. You don't have to speak. When they see you being happy and healthy, they will be attracted to you as your own light. Now, just thinking about the score you got in your sheet, can you identify some resources you can give yourself to bring your stress to use stress? Or even in the future, if you get stress, how to bring it back to use stress? These are the some options. Can you write in your paper for yourself what you would do for yourself? And if you would like to share, that would be nice. So we all can learn from each other. Everybody has their own way of looking after themselves. And it would be nice if you could just share one or two things that you do to help yourself. Anybody? I know Radhaji likes to do transcendental meditation.
So when life gets so overwhelmed, what I do is says, no, this is lifestyle. I have to meditate. So I leave everything, I go, I withdraw, I pull back, I meditate, and I go finish. Because life has work constantly. We have to do things. So that's what I do. And I make sure 10 o'clock, I go lie down. I shower, I go lie down. Because a good night rest, is the base of life. That's it. Those two things.
Good, good. Thank you.
And you're asking, like, what do we do to de-stress ourselves?
Yes.
Right. For me, it is Osho always.
Oh, sure.
like listening to his preachings and all. Whenever like I have some questions or doubts in mind, I just like randomly open any preaching and I find my answer. So that is always the case.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful.
Anybody else? Thank you.
Sometimes for me it's Bhagavatam. Sorry, I
Yeah.
had to that one.
You know, for me, I had very, very bad lifestyle, and it is only small, small steps I've taken that I've reached to this point where I'm doing exercise, meditation, prayers, very, very small amount, 10 minutes. But you know, when I don't do it in the start of the day, I feel I am missing something. There's one chat. Let me just check what is happening. Um,
Ian sir has messaged I will
okay.
just
Yeah, if you can read it
meditation.
because I cannot see it.
Meditation, go to bed early, get up early morning walk, exercise, have fun.
Yeah, so I don't know if you all remember a time when you didn't do it and how you used to feel and how you feel now when you do it. Because I know that I wouldn't have survived my trauma had I not put all these things in place. So if you remember when you didn't go to bed on time and things like that, or when you hadn't learned these things, you know, before you had joined Maharishi, how your life was, if you can remember that time and the difference now, then you will see how what a big difference it makes. Radha, do you want to share anything before and
Yeah,
after?
actually, Swamiji knows my chart. I love sleeping. When I eat and sleep, those two things, if I do, people should not bother me because that's my that's my religion, my heaven. But the thing is, so I always go on times to sleep. But the thing is, I realize that when I had to study, I would say, "Oh, I have to study. I have to finish this." So I would do overnight thing, just like all the students do today. And then what I came to realize is, oh my gosh, I was torturing myself, and then that's why I was feeling next day like this. Also, Indian festivals, most weddings are nighttime, not one day, 4 or 5 days, and you would be tortured. And after 4 or 5 days, and I said, only now I realize, oh my gosh, I have sinned. And now when I get nighttime invitation, I withhold my heart. I said, no, thank you. No, thank you. I cannot do that. Of course, I'm older now, but I wish I had this knowledge earlier. But yeah, just wanted to say that no nighttime things for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Radhaji. I also, like you, wish I knew this knowledge in my childhood because I missed a lot of healing because I started late. Like I finished my course in 2020, but I had been trying Ayurveda before that. And luckily, I'm teaching my children to live a Ayurvedic lifestyle. And it's such a blessing to catch everything before time, you know, because you cannot really grab time. Time grabs you. If you're not alert, time grabs you. So this is a incomplete list of things included in lifestyle therapy. One second, why is it not showing? Mm, So some of the things we can do. Mental, to look after the mental section, which is looking after third eye chakra, is counseling, family counseling, couples counseling, life coaching, compassionate inquiry. I would add meditation over here. For emotional, which is connected to the heart and sacral chakra, is forgiveness therapy, gratitude therapy, pranic healing. Oh my God. Sorry. This computer. Okay. So, oh my God. Emotional, we can do journaling, emotional therapy, compassionate inquiry, so that we are processing our emotions. It's very important to process our emotions, otherwise it'll become like a stagnant, smelly water. You know, water should be always flowing. Emotions are water. So flowing water is the healthiest water. Physical, which is like looking after our body, which is the root chakra, is yoga, tai chi, walking, running, swimming, dancing, gardening, martial arts, sports, forest bathing, Ayurveda therapy, stress coaching. Hobbies, which is connecting your heart and throat chakra, doing working with your hands, is like knitting, sewing, painting, cooking, carpentry, crafts, photography, traveling, learning a new skill. Spiritual, looking after your spiritual part, is the crown chakra, prayers, mantras, meditation, pranic, Reiki healing, family constellation, spiritual retreats, angel reading, spiritual scriptures, Gita, Bible, occult sciences. Social, which is your human experience, is the heart and sacral chakra as well. Trusted friends, social activities, board games with the family, hobbies with families and friends. And then medical also is important, especially when you're suffering a lot and you have a sudden problem, a big disease or something, then we should not ignore modern medicine. It is also a gift to us and given us a lot, and it buys you time before you can implement your lifestyle. Then herbs for strength, because you're constant, at least I am constantly looking after my body. So I'm relying a lot on herbs. For example, herbs for strength is ashwagandha, herbs for sleep and relaxation is lavender, chamomile, valerian, rose, passion flower. Herbs for digestion is ginger plus salt, coriander, cumin, fennel tea. Herbs for stress is brahmi, chamomile, rose. Then diet, greens, stir fries, whole grain, seasonal vegetable, milk, buttermilk, dals, ghee, almonds, dates, honey, milk, seasonal fruits, Ayurvedic diet. Light detoxing, so that we keep cleansing our body, which is a 3-day khichdi mono diet, 3-day grape juice fasting is also another option. Sleep therapy, which is relaxation, meditation, restorative yoga, Nari Shodhana, Brahmari, journaling, spiritual reading, distraction-free room, and dim lights. So this is lifestyle therapy. And then what happens, like Radhaji said, we look at the personal constitution of a person. We look at how far they have moved back outwards from their balance point and how to bring them back. And I'm also doing, this is the straightforward emotional de-stress lifestyle therapy. I'm also doing 360-degree emotional lifestyle therapy, where I look at all your, the whole chart, the whole pie, social, physical, emotional, everything, and how to bring it back. And also I do the add numerology to it. So I do the what is your life purpose, like how to looking at your strength and weaknesses, and so it's a very comprehensive look into your life, and it's a great way to really see where you are and where you need to be. So let me read a quote from one of the greatest pillars of Ayurveda, which is Charaka. He said, life, ayu, or age, or longevity, is the combination, which is yoga or union of body, senses, mind, and reincarnating soul. So whatever you have put in your body in this year, in terms of lifestyle therapy, is what you will disintegrate and go into different parts when you die. And when you come back with those parts in some form. So if you have not looked after your lifestyle, if you have not looked after your spiritual life, if you have not looked after your emotional life, you will get that defective part again in your next life. That's why he's saying it is the yoga of body, senses, mind, and reincarnating soul. So looking after your whole body is very important. Ayurveda is the most sacred science of life, beneficial to humans in this world and the world beyond. So if you want to look after yourself in this world and in your next rebirth, Ayurveda is the way. And now I want to finally bring a quote from Gita, what Krishna is also saying. O son of Pritha, neither in this world nor in the next is a sincere person defeated. Such a person, my dear friend, is never on the road of misfortune. He who has fallen off the path of yoga attains heaven. That is what he's saying, is anybody who's striving. I mean, yoga means spiritual sciences. And anybody who is working on themselves, they attain heaven. He dwells there for what seems an eternity. It's like a rest house. Just like Harsha was saying, that you have life between, there's a rest period between lifetimes. That's your lifetime where you rest. Then he is born in a pious or auspicious family, or he may be born directly into a family of wise transcendentalists. Rare is such a birth in this world, whereupon he regains the yogic intelligence cultivated in his previous life and once again strives for perfection, O son of Kunti. Gita 640 to 642. So what he's saying is that whatever you have worked on, you will come back with those talents, with those abilities, and you will have a conducive environment to re-spark. And that we are not working ourselves in heaven, we are working on earth. So this is your chance to work on your body, mind, and spirit. This is why in our Kundalini 159 is the fire triangle. Why is one the fire? Because we have come to grow. We have come to grow more than to have a house or car or children or family, or no. We have come to strive for perfection so that our every life gives an opportunity to us to move closer to moksha. And that is why these sciences are very, very, anybody who is hearing this science is a very blessed by God himself. So that is all from me. And this is my website, Miraom, miraom.com. And this is where you can reach me. Now I would like to ask any questions, any comments, any feedback. I really appreciate feedback so I know what topic I should bring next time.
I love to give you quick feedback. I love the way you talk, so relaxed. You know, like I was like not relaxed in the beginning. You're so relaxed and talking like a queen. Oh my goodness, I love that about you. That's good. And when you were saying about the lifestyle changes that people should bring, right? Gardening, journaling. I was thinking at that moment in time that it's good to have a Jyotish reading done, because what is good for this person, like journaling could be good for this person, but maybe not good for the other person. And a
Yes.
Jyotish see that, you know. So that's why I like Jyotish, like the brother of Ayurveda. And of course I like yoga. I put them in the top. Those are the legs. But then yeah, so Jyotish you can see and tell this is good for you, you know.
Very
So
true, Radhaji. Jyotish is like X-ray, We cannot see the bones from inside the body, but we can see with Jyotish. We can see deep inside. And Ayurveda can also tell you what is good for you. If you have Pitta nature, you want to do more cooling exercises. If you have Vata nature, you want to do more grounding exercises. If you
True.
are more Kapha, then you want to do more fiery exercises. And then you can combine it with Jyotish to go even deeper.
I think anybody that is expert in their own field, like you are Ayurveda person, and if someone says my this hurt, that hurt, and professional in Ayurveda knows that is out of balance. This is like that, you know. When professional Jyotishi listens at others, and a person say, "Oh, I don't have a good relationship with my father," this that. That Jyotishi knows sun is not good, or some transit of sun is not good, you know. I'm just saying. So but here is the beauty of everything. Yoga brings everything beautiful together. It just unites. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, I think we should be very, very thankful and blessed to yoga, Jyotish, and Ayurveda. All three are spiritual sciences. And Jennifer says, that session gain new insight on stress management. Thank you. Any other feedback, comment, question?
So if
Uh,
anyone is going through like, sorry to interrupt, like if anyone is going through some stressful scenario in their life, they can contact you for these sessions.
Yes, they can contact me. Because this is what I am good at. Like I help with the reduction of stress, and I will give you one or two examples. So there was this immigrant who had come to Canada from Africa, and she had a baby. She was a single mother. You know how difficult it is to be a mother. You know how difficult it is to be an immigrant and adjust to a new country, and then to be a single mother. She had a job, plus she's looking after a baby, and she said she is very stressed. Now she can, of course, also take stress pills, like go to the doctor and get some. But you know, I have also taken stress pills for anxiety and everything. It helps you lower a little bit the stress quotient, but it doesn't improve your life. So what happened? I looked at her chart and everything, and she was basically feeding the baby and putting the baby to sleep, and trying to she was not eating when the baby was eating, and she was awake when the baby was sleeping. So basically she was on double work duty. When is she going to look after herself? So I said to her, you sleep early with the baby and you eat with the baby, and you're not feeding yourself properly, you're eating junk food. When you are feeding the baby, you feed yourself also nourishing food. And then you sleep with the baby and get up early instead of working late, 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Get up early at 5 p.m. a.m. and your baby will be asleep, and you can get that extra time to do your business. And within 2-3 sessions, her anxiety dropped 50% just by sleeping on time and matching her routine with her baby. So this is lifestyle therapy. Then some people cannot sleep, so then there's a whole many steps. I call it moon therapy. Many steps to you have to switch your sleeping routine so that you look after your sleep. If you don't look after your sleep, the sleep mechanism gets broken. If you don't look after your digestion, the digestion gets broken. So you have to keep looking after, just like you look after a car. You have to do maintenance.
Right. Jens, sir, you wanted to ask something?
Oh yes, so thank you, Mira ji, for that presentation. It's wonderful to see that Ayurveda is so holistic and so there's so many different possibilities to heal a person through Ayurveda. I had a question about you. You mentioned, for instance, if someone is frustrated, for instance, one of these emotions that they have to get rid of, frustration. How exactly would you deal with frustration? Give me an example of how you would get rid of that frustration in a person.
See, of course, first you have to understand where the frustration is coming from. What is feeding it? If it is in your subconscious mind, how will you reach there? One of the ways is compassionate inquiry. If you are not too much into meditation, if you do hardcore meditation, the things will come up by themselves, and things are revealed to you what is not okay in your body. Sometimes your dreams will tell you what's not okay in your body, but you should know, you should be able to understand your dreams. Sometimes your gut instinct will tell you, but we need to get to the source of frustration, which is hidden. Maybe half the time it's hidden, and when you see that emotion and the source, that itself is a healing act. And then you hold it, and then you forgive it, and you let it go, and you accept it. See, what Buddha said is suffering is not the cause of suffering. Our reaction to suffering is the cause of suffering.
Mhm. Mhm, mhm.
Did that answer your question? Or you could do emotional journaling?
No, just any emotional trauma a person will have. The person could have fear, for instance, or anger issues or fear issues. How, you mentioned some approaches to emotional healing. I was
Yes.
just trying to ponder on the emotional healing part, how you heal those emotions.
So basically, what Dalai Lama, when somebody asked Dalai Lama, do you get angry? He said, yes, I get angry, but only for 5 minutes, and then it dissipates. So all these emotions are like colors. They will always be there. Red color, blue color, yellow color. So we have anger, fear. They have a function to protect us, to help us. But when it gets out of balance, when it is dominating your life, that's when you have to bring it back into balance, like from stress to eustress. Then, if you don't want to meet any therapist, you can do emotional journaling. Just write about whatever emotion is bothering you, when it bothered you emotionally. Do journaling every day. Every time it comes up, then after 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months or 1 year, you read your journal and you will see a pattern. The medicine is in your pattern.
So what you're basically recommending is some self-referral, some journaling, some writing down exactly why you're getting angry or why or the situation so that you can
Yes,
understand yourself or see yourself from a distance, no?
yes, yes. Or if you can go to a therapist as well, and that would be a little bit more speedy.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, sometimes your best friend is your therapist. Okay, thank you, Miraji.
You. Any other question, Jennifer, Michael, Arshad?
Swamiji, I had just two things that I wanted to mention because Miraji had asked, what do I do to heal and all of that. One of the most important things I've experienced in my 40 years of meditation and all of that, and with being with Maharshi, one of the most important qualities that I experience is the experience that everything that happens to you is your own creation.
Right.
And Maharshi had to explain that because when you become aware that everything's your own creation, you first of all stop blaming others.
Uh,
And the second thing that you have to do when you realize that everything's your own creation, good or bad, is that you have to forgive yourself because you
Right.
don't want to harm yourself. And the third thing that you have to do is you have to forgive others because they are just a messengers of your own karma. So that helped me, help release me because also when I get angry, that anger comes back to me and haunt me. When I get frustrated, that frustration comes back to me and haunts me. So I'm damaging myself with all these negative emotions. So the best thing to do is just send out positive emotions, but you can't do that without releasing stress. So you meditate and all that good thing. But the main thing is that self-referral, stop being a victim. Just be happy within yourself because you have the happiness and the suffering in your own hands. But thank you so
Right.
much.
Right.
Very, very wise words, ENG, because being a victim is the biggest source of suffering.
Right.
And Buddhaji was walking along a road, and someone threw something at him, and he kept walking. And one of his disciple asked, "Why are you not angry?" He says, "But he gave a gift, but I did not receive it." You know,
Uh-huh.
he didn't feel a victim.
Right.
I was
And it's
thinking,
very important in these days, especially with the Gen Z generation. I don't want to pick on them, but boy, they love to do victimhood. They're
A
very
lot.
expert in that.
But they're
But
also embracing holistic knowledge a lot also.
right, right, right.
Are the
Mhm.
biggest consumers of holistic knowledge nowadays.
Yes, yes, yes.
Cycle in nature. But as you both were talking, I was thinking basically um, what you do, Miraji, is you're helping people to strengthen their mind, their moon. Their moon has to be strong. And journaling brings the attention through the hands on paper. So, and yoga, this is why yoga is so important. It's like the base of everything. It's like the mother of everything. Because when we practice the self-referral technology, it doesn't matter whatever you do, if you come back to the self, uh, you remember your true nature, and your true nature is holistic, is wholeness. And in transcending, no matter what type of meditation you do, if you transcend, you naturally, in TM, you naturally come to the self. You don't try to do it. You don't try to think. It's no trying. It's just natural. Just like you and me are talking. It's very natural. And that's why, it's, anyway. So just wanted to tell that we strengthen our moon, our mind. So it's amazing. There's
Also
so
brought up a very,
quality.
you also brought up a very good point that we write with our hands, and the hand is connected to the heart chakra, which is an air element. So you're releasing, when you're writing, and it is connected to the heart chakra. The heart is the love. So writing or journaling is a release, and it is an act of self-love also. So whatever we do, and what I will do and what Radhaji will do and everybody else will do will be different. Everybody, see, God is so democratic. He's given us so many choices so that we can pick and choose what works best for us. For example, I'm now knitting so that I was finding it hard to reduce screen time. So, and it is also when we become upset, we just start looking at the screen. I said, no, this is not working. So I started knitting first time. I last did it when I was in grade 5. And I feel so relaxed when I'm knitting because I cannot think that much when I'm knitting. I'm looking at each loop. And and when this you see that thing growing, what you've knitted, you get pleasure, you know. So we have, if you want to move away from screen time, start using your hands in some way. More of your hands. It's healing. Carl Jung used to make his clients color mandalas, mandala, because he found that it was very healing. It was very therapeutic. So, and that's another thing you can do. If someone does not want to write, they can color mandalas and just write words, emotional words. And with if you have a book of mandalas, over time you will see there will be healing on that particular emotion if you are consistent.
Mm.
Consistent. Consistency is the key word. 2 words: consistency and balance, and self-awareness. 3 things, 3 pillars. Each person can adopt 3 pillars: self-awareness, consistency, and balance.
Right,
And that's
right.
the heart of emotional de-stress lifestyle.
Thank you. Thank you, Miraji.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Right. So thank you both. The thing we were talking, like stress, or like in my experience of like 10 years of dealing with people, is 99% of times we create our own stress.
Mm.
Okay. And that stress is coming because we just want to accept one side of particular thing. We don't want to accept other side. We want to accept the relationship side, but we don't want to adjust in relationship. Okay, so that is creating the stress. Like the much relevant example for most of you will be like one of my friend. She's like in Canada, and she has like shifted to Canada in her childhood. Now her parents have taken her to Canada. Okay, when she was like very young, like 5 6 year old. So you have taken them to Canada, you want them to live in Canada, but you don't want them to be a Canadian, like behavior wise. You
Yes.
want to that they should be completely Indian and all. That is not possible. You are not choosing both sides of life. If
Yes.
you want them to be in Canada, good life there, and be there, then allow them to be a Canadian totally. Okay, this cannot happen. This is split that we want good of this side, good of that side. It cannot happen. You have to choose both of them, and you are creating your own stress because of this.
It is true, and this there is some block over there that they cannot accept. And I have experienced these terrible blocks myself, where I cannot accept a situation in my life. And actually, Vishalji, your sister helped me the most with pranic healing because with when I worked with her, my anger and frustration went from 99.9% to 5% in 5 6 sessions. So, and the thing I never thought I would accept, I have with all the Gita reading and praying and everything. I keep doing something or the other. I did family constellation. Something will change little bit, 10% in one session. And today I am accepting the same situation for which I was ready to kill. You know,
Huh.
I am myself surprised. How am I accepting it? Like, what
Mm.
happened? Sometimes I don't know how much change has come through one session. I cannot explain it. But there's been a sea change. Like I have gone from anger and I was like a Durga, ready to kill, to I'm okay. You be happy,
Alright.
I'll be
King
happy.
Kali.
Uh, Mira Ji, this reminds me of, I just wanted to interrupt, I hope you don't mind. It
No,
reminds me of one of Tony Robbins' techniques. And that helped me at the time a lot. This was many years ago. He said, you look at the situation that was upsetting you, and then you fast forward it. You make the people do the things really fast, or you slow it down. You make them do it really slow, and at some point it becomes funny, and your reaction to that same situation changes.
mm,
That's when the healing takes place. It's when your reaction changes. And so it helped me a lot when he said, just fast forward it, go really fast, and go really slow. And it was like, yeah, it's kind of funny when you look at it. But time heals all wounds, right? So, but one of the things I just wanted to say that helped me, another big thing is a simple thing, but helped me a lot because I've been meditating a long time and I slept a lot in the meditation. That is healing in itself. But when Marsha came out with this movement technique, it was very effective. Everybody had results from the very beginning. But a lot of people, he came out in 1957 in San Francisco Chronicle. They said the Maharshi is teaching meditation for people to fall asleep. So Maharshi was shocked. He said, here I am given a technique to wake up, and people are using it to fall asleep. So
but
here's the funny
first you
thing.
have to fall asleep to wake up.
Yeah, so here's the thing uh, that I understood through Ayurveda. I slept a lot in the meditation because I was young and I was staying up late with friends and all of that, or partying or whatever. But the true growth takes place when you go to bed early
That's true.
and get up early. The true healing, 50% of the healing takes place when you go to bed early and
Very
get
true.
up early. So only in the recent years I've been doing that. I just wanted to say only
Came
now. It's a
out
little
first
late,
with
but okay.
yoga, and then he came out with Ayurveda. So when he came out with Ayurveda, the whole dynamic changed. And then he came out with Jyotish, and that changed, So yes, we want to have good experience and meditate, but you have to take care of your body. You have to have those
Very
tuned lifestyles which you are talking about. Yeah, it's
Very
interesting.
true. Well, ING and Radhaji have brought up a very important point, is that we are like nature. When the sun wake up, We are like the sun. We should be active. And when the moon comes up, we should be like the moon and relax and let go of work. It's time for relaxation. It is time for preparing for the bed, and it is time to go into deep relaxation. And one of the most important things that has been a casualty in the modern world since electricity and internet came is sleep. The whole world is sleeping later and less. That's why
Mm.
mental health is going issues are going up, because when we sleep it is like a hotel. They are cleansing, the body's cleansing, housekeeping. The less you sleep, the less housekeeping there is done. Your organs are being looked after, your blood is being cleansed, your mind is being relaxed. So when will the housekeeping staff do it if you don't sleep properly?
Right, right.
The
And they have this,
law of cleaning.
sorry. Mhm.
Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say they have discovered in scientific research that when you sleep early, the 10 to 4 o'clock is more than 12 to 6. Same
Yes.
6 hours, but you heal better when you sleep in tune with nature. And how do you
Be-
know it's nature? It's because if you go to a place where there's no electricity, no internet, no nothing, you automatically go to bed early and you automatically get up early.
Yes.
because we are nature, and what my professor said that, and Dr. Charlotte said, see, fire, the agni in our body, digests food, and that's daytime. That's why we eat lunchtime when the sun is at peak. But everything we cannot see, possible not see, traumas, you name it, emotional trauma, whatever, we cannot see it. But that is healed when the light is off, when the phone is off, everything, all the blue light, everything is off. And that unseen stuff gets cleaned up in the dark. See, daylight is to digest the daytime food, the lunchtime food. The sun does it. But the nighttime, everything has to be dark. That's what how nature. See, she explained it so beautiful. And when she did that last year, I said, wow, I wish I knew that. But luckily, I don't like to eat nighttime heavily. But still, that's a big problem in today's world. All the festivals are nighttime. People likes to eat heavy. And what you get? Sick gut, illness. So,
Right. Thank you.
well,
Thank
Swamiji, can you stop
you.
recording?
Uh,
Maybe Mira just switch, make you co-host again, and
yeah,
then everything.
that's what
Yeah.
I was saying. Miraji, please make me the host again, and then I will stop recording. Then we can say
1 second.
bye
How
to
do I
each.
make co-host?
Go to.
Make me host. Go to my name and make me host again.
Okay, okay.
Right. Just a second.